So that brings me to the final award of the evening, and that is a bit of a speech for Pete. I didn't know Pete before the season started, and it was in fact Paul Revening that signed myself, Carl and Taylor. Arguably one of the only good things he did. Pete is a very special individual. He likes to play dumb, but behind the scenes is a master tactician with an impressive mind. Pete actually owes a lot to Paul though. Paul was that bad that whatever Pete did, he was always going to look awesome. The differences between Paul and Pete though are quite staggering. Pete listens to advice, operates a relative democracy by listening to his players, adopts a fair play system and rewards people for good performances or hard work in training. However, there is a similarity between Paul and Pete, something they have in common. They both picked themselves in the team ahead of other players. The difference being, Paul didn't realise that he was complete shit, and Pete did. I respect Pete for a lot of reasons. He's honest and trustworthy, approachable and kind. He's given so much to this club and helped me out on many occasions. But I kind of feel sorry for him having to put up with us all. I know we're all very hard work at times. I actually feel sorry though for your penis. It's a really sad life to be your penis. His hair is a mess. Your family is completely nuts. Your next door neighbour is an asshole. And you're beaten and abused every night. You do though call me often, multiple times a day. Generally it's all football based, team selections, tactics, low down on the opposition and things like that. Through time we became friends, good friends, and conversations became deeper, talking about climbing, life, love, and other non-football related matters. Like any good friend, I'm there for when my friends need them. And recently, Pete has been asking me for sex. Sorry, no, wait a minute. Pete has recently been asking me for sexual advice. Tough guy.
Love how you're laughing.
Having to explain to a 40-year-old man the ins and outs of sexual relations. We've resorted to diagrams at first, but nothing seems to do the trick. I've been having to think, Pete. I always try to help my friends, give them the best advice I can, and, well, you know, I've lost my place again. Give them the best advice I can. The secret to giving them
I can't wait for a speech.
to make her scream in ecstasy.
As I said, I'll be
To make her look at me with a twinkle in her eye. To keep her smiling and hassle-free life. Is to give her Taylor's number.
Give me a call, Petey!
But with sincerity, I don't think we should play down the effort that Pete has put in for the team this year. I genuinely think this is the most important award of the evening. I know we all play our part, plenty of people help out and make the team function, but the simple fact is that we wouldn't all be here tonight celebrating a successful first season if it wasn't for Pete.
Yeah.
I have to say,
What a dude!
give him a clap first. I have to say that in 20 years of Sunday League football, this has been right up there with the most enjoyable, and there isn't another team I would play for. So if you'd like to come up for a second.
Wait, what up, Pete?
If you'd like to stay here a minute. There is one more thing, Pete. I felt that simple words could not do justice to how lucky we are to have you as our manager and as our friend. So I thought, what better way? And I've written you a little poem in your honour.
Slightly gay.
There was a man called Peter Drew, the leader of the team. He formed the club, set it up, all because of a dream. With much deliberation and careful thought, he assembled a phenomenal squad. Then along came Paul, and played himself because he just wanted to stick himself up front, and he was an absolute shower of shit and couldn't freaking bomb. Sorry. Paul then left, and Pete took over. A new dawn, a new shining light. The team evolved, points were won, and we found our spirit in our fight. Beating Buttercross and the mighty Stonewood were just a few of the highs. Or perhaps beating Paul's team of Varna 5-0 had Pete aroused between the thighs. Though it's not all about football, there are many stories that brought joy to us this season. Two come to mind. I'll tell you them both, and for very good reason. while erecting the nets and performing his duty like any good manager should do, a strange thing happened. A terrible prank. Someone took advantage of our Pete Drew. With Franklin on his shoulders, concentrating hard and buzzing around like a bee, Bevo crept up and pulled down his pants for all of the team to see. Now what they saw, while strange to the eyes, made everybody sick. For it was little Pete, his mini-me, his tiny little... In contrast to this, at the other end of the scale is the gladiator himself. Big man Tony Greenidge, still going strong, by no means on the shelf. Emerging from the toilet, getting changed, getting ready for the game. As we all turn around as he's standing in pants, sporting a little stain. Tony wasn't shy, he stood there proud, almost beaming with glee. For the little stain he had from the end of his knob right down by his knee. Without further ado, please raise your glasses and toast this fine young man. But before we do, there's one more thing, something for you to understand. If it wasn't for Pete, his effort, commitment, passion and good cheer, we wouldn't be playing for this team. We'd be down the bottom of the league playing for the Cavalier. And that's the end.